about Tennie and Rob in this season premiere of Life After Lockup. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared that maybe they would have a boring storyline this season, but they started off this season with a bang. I think Tennie and Rob are super adorable together, but Rob gives me controlling vibes just from last season. The fact that he had to have cameras on her 24/7, and he even admitted that he would set off the alarms on the camera on purpose and just mess with her, like whenever she would go out of sight of the cameras for too long. And then this season, while they're talking to the producers in their confessionals, I feel like Tennie's not being fully authentic because everything she says before she answers, she looks over at Rob to like make sure what she's saying is okay, or make sure like she's not going to get in trouble. It just seemed like she was walking on eggshells and seeking his approval for everything she said. And then when she was asked if they're happy, it took her a minute to answer that one. She was just like, yeah, we're kind of happy. I guess you could say we're happy. And Rob pretty much said the same thing. And I'm like, okay, are you guys trying to convince yourselves, or are you trying to convince us? Because it sounds like even you guys don't believe that you're kind of happy. Despite all that, Tennie said that Rob has been adjusting well to life outside of prison. And I can't remember if Tennie has 2 or 3 kids. I want to say 3, but I could be wrong. And they're obsessed with Rob. They said that he's like the missing piece to their puzzle in their family life. Tennie decided that it's time to have a welcome home party for Rob and invite her family, his family, all their friends. So she spends all this time preparing, and the day the party finally rolls up, and they show up, and the place that they rented out was completely empty. Nobody was there, and my heart broke for Rob. I was expecting like a room full of people cheering as soon as he walked in. But Rob just got done doing 18 years. And when you do 18 years, you know, a lot of people have moved on with their lives. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of people in prison are forgotten about. And after they sat down and were just chilling for a while, eventually Tennie's mom showed up. And she was disappointed because she said the only reason she showed up was to meet Rob's mom, who wasn't there. And so they're all sitting down, and then next thing you know, Rob's mom comes strolling up, and they got the dramatic music playing, and I'm like, oh shit, something's about to go down. I thought there was about to be some beef between Rob and Tennie's mom, but instead, the moms meet, and they get along great. Rob's mom is complimenting Tennie's mom's hair. They all sat down, and then I can't remember which family member it was, but one of them was like, hey, I'm going to go get a drink so the moms can talk and you guys can sit down and, you know, have a conversation. And so they get up and they take the kids over to like a separate kids table out the way so they can have some adult conversation. And once they walk off, it's Rob, his mom, and Tennie. Rob's mom was like, okay, I got a few things I need to say, but they're probably not what you're going to want to hear. And she starts grilling Rob for getting out, and she said that he pretty much abandoned their family and just went to another family with Tennie and her kid. I feel like the mom is being overprotective and shouldn't even be tripping. And Tennie even admitted that Rob's mom only went to visit him one time since she's been with Rob. And Tennie was going to see him every single weekend. She was there when the mom wasn't. And the mom was like, well, I'm going to be there when you're not there. And Tennie took that some type of way. And she's like, excuse me? And she's like, I'm going to be here. And she's like, I don't know why you're saying I wouldn't be here. And then the mom kept going on her little tirade about how she feels abandoned. And Tennie was like, you know what? I'm going to go get me a drink. I'm not trying to deal with you being all sassy and with your little attitude right now. And she gets up and she starts to walk away. And then Rob's mom was like, okay, bye. And she had an attitude. And Tennie, she turned around and she said, what is your mother effing problem? And next thing you know, Rob's mom got all in her face, snapping her neck and talking all sorts of crazy. So Tennie didn't waste no time going full on Krishan Rock on Rob's mom and started throwing punches. And Rob had to jump up right in between them, and it was a mess. Next thing you know, Rob's mom was on the ground and Tennie's trying to throw punches and throw even more kicks, and she's even picking up stuff and throwing it. And Rob was doing everything in his power to make sure that his mom was not getting hit. I don't know. You guys let me know. Like, his mom was talking mad disrespectful to Tennie, but at the same time, you can't be hitting your man's mom. Especially if this is one of the first times she's seen her since he's been released from prison and you're throwing punches at her. But, you know, his mom did get up in Tennie's face whenever Tennie clapped back at her for getting an attitude with her. And Tennie didn't waste no time. Like, I would have gave it more time before I took it there. And she was sitting there throwing punches and doing all this in front of the kids. And usually I'd be like, man, I kind of question if this is real. But I feel like this was real because they had the cameraman over there filming the kids' table. And as soon as they saw this fight popping off, they almost tripped over their freaking shoelaces trying to run over and catch this fight with as many cameras as possible. Now we gotta wait till next week to see how this unfolds or how this fight ends up finishing. It kind of looked like Tennie won and they were starting to break it up from then on. But yeah, I feel like Rob should have jumped in and he should have checked his mother and shut down her attitude and not let his mother talk to Tennie that way. I feel like that's his mom and it should have been his place to defend Tennie in that moment because his mom was talking all sorts of crazy. I feel like this has been brewing for a while though. I feel like a lot of resentment and hurt and anger just has been building up, and this just finally hit the fan. And you know, the kids saw this go down and they were hella confused, and now, you know, they're gonna grow up and be talking about, oh yeah, remember the time that mommy beat up grandma. It's gonna be hard to come back from this with Tennie's and Rob's mom in the future. I know it's going to be hella awkward at the family functions and Thanksgiving. But that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.